The sun had barely touched the earth the day EZE was born, a quiet morning in the dusty village of Obio. He came into the world silently, wrapped in the trembling hands of his mother, Amaka, who clutched him with all the strength of a woman who knew she was alone in a crowded house. EZE was her only child, and Amaka, the second wife in a polygamous home, was the last in a long line of women who had once vied for the attention of Chief Maduka, a man known for his power, wealth, and numerous children. His first wife, Mama Nena, had 5 children, 3 sons and 2 daughters, all of whom believed the compound belonged solely to them. Amaka and EZE lived in the smallest room in the back of the compound. It leaked when it rained, and in the dry season, it baked like a clay oven, but she made it home. She cooked with love, told stories under the moonlight, and taught EZE to smile even when there was no reason to. Then she died. EZE was just 9 when Amaka collapsed in the market. People said it was her heart. Others whispered it was sorrow that killed her. That night, the stars refused to shine, and from that moment, EZE's life was never the same. Without his mother's soft hands and fierce protection, the compound turned cold. Mama Nena, now undisputed matriarch of the house, banished EZE to the corner of the backyard, giving him a mat and a rusted kettle. "You are no one's child now," she said, "only a burden we did not ask for." He wasn't allowed to eat at the table with the others. He waited until everyone was done, then scavenged the scraps, licking bones and gathering crumbs. He walked barefoot to the village school, his shirt worn thin like a spider's web, his books tied in an old sack. Yet he never missed a day. Education was the only promise his mother had made him hold on to. At night, EZE would lie on the cold floor, staring at the stars through a hole in the roof. He remembered his mother's voice. "You are more than this place, my son. One day, your name will be known for greatness. But how could greatness come from pain?" The spark in the dust. The nights after Mama's burial were the loneliest EZE had ever known. The mud walls of their room felt colder. Her scent, once comforting, began to fade with each passing day. No one asked if he'd eaten. No one remembered his birthday that year. His stepmother, Mama Nena, had made it clear EZE was no longer a concern of hers. "I only have 5 children," she would often say, shooting him a look that turned his insides cold. "Let the dead take care of their own." And so, EZE began doing odd jobs in the village, fetching water, clearing bush paths, helping at the local carpentry shed, anything to get a morsel of food or a few coins. It was during one of those errands, while sweeping the floor of Mr. Agbo's small furniture workshop, that something caught his eye. It was a beautifully carved stool, smooth, balanced, elegant. EZE paused, fingers brushing over the polished wood. For the first time in a long while, something sparked within him. "You like that?" Mr. Agbo asked, noticing his fascination. EZE nodded. "I've never seen wood turn into something so alive." The old carpenter chuckled. "Wood listens when your hands speak with patience. You want to learn?" EZE hesitated. "Would you teach me?" Agbo studied him for a moment. "Come every morning, early, before my boys get here. You sweep, clean, and watch. If your eyes are sharp, your hands will follow." And just like that, a new chapter quietly began. Each morning before dawn, EZE arrived, barefoot, often hungry but eager. He swept, organized tools, and watched every move. The sound of chisels cutting through mahogany became music to him. In time, he picked up scraps of wood and began carving his own pieces in secret, mostly ugly and uneven at first. But Mr. Agbo noticed. "You've got good hands," he finally said one evening. "Clumsy still, but good. Keep at it." As weeks turned to months, EZE's hands grew stronger, his skills more refined. He could now carve simple stools, knife handles, and frames. Agbo began letting him assist on real projects, and for the first time, EZE earned his first true pay, just enough to buy his own shirt from the village market. At home, his stepmother sneered. "Wood cannot feed a man," she said. "You think you can chisel your way out of this life?" EZE said nothing, but in his heart, something had shifted. He now had a purpose, a skill that couldn't be taken from him. Then came the twist. One evening, a man from the city came to commission a special chair for a chief's palace. Mr. Agbo, now aging and slower, handed the job to EZE. "This is your test," he said. "You pass this, and you'll be with more than just my apprentice." EZE poured his soul into the work. Days turned into nights. He worked under a lantern, hands blistered, eyes tired. But when the chair was done, it stood like royalty. Proud, elegant, strong. The city man was stunned. "You made this?" "Yes, sir." "You've got an eye? Ever thought about doing this full time? Not just factory work, but design, style, craftsmanship?" EZE was speechless. He had never imagined someone might one day ask for his designs. Mr. Okoye gave him a card. "Come see me. I run a mentorship program for artisans. You've got potential, and I like to grow raw talent." For the rest of the day, EZE's hands shook. Was this really happening? Could his skill be more than survival? Could it become legacy? That night, he walked to the corner of his room, knelt on the thin mat, and cried for the first time in years. Not out of pain, but out of gratitude. He thought of Mama, how she would have danced barefoot in their compound, ululating at the top of her voice, calling the neighbors, "Come and see what my son has become." He smiled through his tears. This was just the beginning. He wasn't just carving wood anymore. He was carving a future, layer by layer, one splinter at a time, the seed of purpose. EZE didn't sleep that night. Mr. Okoye's business card lay on the floor beside him like a golden ticket he wasn't sure he deserved. He stared at it until dawn crept in through the slatted window. The next morning, with his heart thudding like a drum, EZE walked into Okoye Designs. The office was sleek, glass doors, polished floors, and shelves filled with books about design, architecture, and African craftsmanship. It felt like another planet. "EZE, right?" Mr. Okoye greeted with a warm grin. "Come, let me show you what we do here." They walked through a showroom where furniture looked like art, curved edges, storytelling patterns, wood so polished it mirrored light. EZE ran his hand across a center table that had Ansibidi symbols etched into its surface. "Every piece tells a story," Mr. Okoye said. "You don't just build chairs, EZE. You preserve culture. You give people identity." It was the first time someone linked his skill to something deeper, something powerful. That day, Mr. Okoye offered him a spot in the artisan mentorship program. "No school fees, just commitments. We'll train you to turn your raw gifts into design thinking." EZE began attending evening classes after factory hours, learning measurements, modern carpentry techniques, storytelling through furniture, even branding. He studied hard, often sketching designs late into the nights by candlelight. Weeks turned into months, and EZE blossomed. He wasn't just following instructions anymore, he was innovating. His designs began to fuse traditional village patterns with urban minimalism. One of his stools, made from reclaimed Iroko wood and inspired by a yam barn, caught the attention of a visiting architect from Ghana. It was featured in a local magazine under the title, "Young Nigerian Artisan Redefines African Furniture." EZE stared at the magazine cover for hours when it was handed to him. He remembered sitting behind Mama's hut, carving shapes into firewood with her kitchen knife. If only she could see this. Meanwhile, in the village, whispers of EZE's transformation began to spread. Some said he was now a big man. Others, claimed he was married to a white woman in the city, but his stepmother remained cold, unmoved. His half-siblings never called. Still, he sent money home, quietly, anonymously. Then one day something changed. EZE returned from work to find a young boy sitting at his doorstep, dusty, wide-eyed, with a sack over his shoulder. "Are you EZE?" the boy asked. "Yes," he replied, puzzled. "I'm Chinedu, your brother." I ran away. "Mama beats me like she beat you. I want to learn furniture too." EZE stood frozen. This boy, barely 12, had walked miles to find the brother no one talked about, the one they once mocked. He reached out slowly, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. His voice was low. "Then you've come to the right place?" That night, EZE cooked yam porridge, shared stories of Mama, and for the first time opened his home, not just as a survivor, but as a guide. The seed of purpose had been planted. His pain had birthed a path. And now he wasn't just carving furniture, he was carving others. If you like my stories, kindly subscribe to my channel and share with others. Thank you. Watch out for more intriguing, life-changing stories.